Hello again. This is the LoL VOD review number 3. Today I'm looking at a Platinum 2/3 game. The focus of this VOD review will be what can junglers do to push an advantage. So how can junglers create an advantage? And on the other hand, how can laners prevent a jungler from creating an advantage? And honestly, at a game like this, if I find the time and if I think this is going to be an interesting video, we'll see how it plays out. I'm going to look at both perspectives. So Fog on for this team and then Fog on for this team. Because that's really what you gotta do to understand how junglers work in the first place. For the other laners, it doesn't really matter that much, but obviously the junglers, if you could have a wall hack just for one enemy, you would always pick the jungler, right? He's always the most important person to keep track of because he's playing the whole map constantly. So the focus of this video will be how can a jungler create an advantage? Like where do the laners fuck up and the jungler should have been, or where does the enemy jungler fuck up even, and where can the jungler create an advantage? And how can laners, and possibly the other jungler, not the other jungler, that's a whole video for itself, but how can laners prevent the jungler from snowballing? So, what makes this a decent game is that the junglers have really high kill participation, so 50% or more. I don't know if that's really high or not, but at least it's a good chunk for how many kills and deaths are in this game. Look at this bar. This is ridiculous, right? How many kills happen in this game? It's so many. Jesus Christ. Okay. So there are a lot of 20. So these are 24, and this is 27 instances where we can see, oh, this is where the laners could have played better. And yeah, let's just start. I'm 2 minutes into the 8 minutes of intro. So we'll start without any fog, so we can just see generally what's going on. What do you start with as a jungler? For the jungler, it's the most important to look at the loading champion, look at the loading screen and think what is gonna happen. Because junglers really need to understand, need to look at which champions are in the game, and they need to understand how the champions function. As top lane, the most important part of your lane is that you understand the matchup that you're having. It's the most important part of the lane, because 90% or more of the time, you're just gonna be facing that guy. For mid laners, it's very important. We will get back to mid laners, but at least we've identified what the most important thing is for top laners, and that's to know the matchup and win the 1v1. For junglers, it's to understand waves and champions. You have to understand the other champions the best as a jungler, because you have to know which lane is gonna win from which lane has power spikes when. All of that stuff, that's what a jungler should really know, and it just takes a lot of time to understand that. But you'll get a feel for it. That's why if you play multiple roles, you'll get a feel for it much quicker. That's why playing different roles once in a while, or especially when you're starting to learn a game, you just start playing everything for sure. Okay, so. I completely forgot my point. I guess that's also gonna happen a lot in this video series. I did press start recording, so that's good. The jungler should look at all the matchups during the loading time and figure out, okay, this lane is gonna win naturally, or this lane is gonna go pretty even naturally. And in solo queue, it's not a guarantee, right? In pro play, if you're playing Lucian Nami, it's a strong lane right now, you are automatically gonna win versus a weaker lane. In pro play, it's 100% of the time almost it's gonna happen. But in solo queue, this chance is just a lot lower. Sometimes you can see Nasus winning from Darius, stuff like that. That should never happen in like really high elo, so even pro play. But then in solo queue, even in challenger, it's possible for someone to just completely dominate the lane that they're supposed to lose. Because it is solo queue, because there's this variance. And variance, I don't know. And but still you should know what you think is going to happen. You should have an idea, right? Because as I said in the previous video, you will get to that too in this video. I'm gonna cover it. It's your pathing, and your pathing should be decided on where your team is going to naturally win. That's where you want to path to from your first clear. And in order to know that, you have to understand the matchups. Because if you don't, then how are you gonna know, right? And if you're gonna fight for Scuttle, and you know that these both can collapse, you gotta know how strong they are. You're not in this 1v1 scenario that top lane is in. That's the difference between the top laner and the jungler. And then for mid lane, actually let's keep it like this. I like how we're going down naturally. So first we decided the top. We pretty much looked at the top lane game. Then second game it was unintentionally. It also became kind of a top lane review. And now we're doing the jungles, and now we're doing this guy. And then perhaps next one's gonna be a mid lane guy. And then the bot lane and the support type of deal. In my opinion, the most interesting lanes are top lane, jungle, and mid lane. Most interesting roles. I'm not really... AD carry is really just a team fight mechanical role, and I'm not really interested in mechanics, because you understand... I've said that I'm a fucking Garen main. So I like mechanics, and I like playing mechanical champions such as Zed or Fizz or whatever. I play those a lot, and Ryze. In ARAM especially. But Lee Sin also. Oh, damn, I just love even talking about these champs. And also AD carries in ARAM. But in the in League, I'm much more like what I'm doing right now, this analytical thing. This is how I enjoy the game. So for me to play AD carry, I do it in Clash, because from Clash I can do the shot calling, for example, but still play AD carry. So that's when I'm doing the analytical stuff. But when I'm playing solo queue and I'm playing AD carry, like all of this shit, you have no impact. AD carries do not get to leave the lane. It's a little bit better than it was 2 years ago, but it's still a massive, massive problem. You'll see even in competitive here, 4v4, and the AD carries are just jerking off over here. Because I've talked about this in a video from 2 years ago. On a different channel. AD carries get punished the most for leaving their lane. It has to work. If you leave in an AD carry, especially in a competitive environment, if you leave your lane and you miss CS and you get nothing back, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Mid laners can do it, top laners can kind of do it, junglers have nowhere else to be anyways, they can go wherever the fuck they need, kind of. And supports can run, supports can fucking roam and do some weird ass shit. Blitzcrank Bard, they even gave Bard a fix for this. So when Blitzcrank or Alistar is roaming, they lose some XP, but Bard gets to compensate that XP for roaming. And I think that's one of the most. That's a really, really creative. That's a very creative skill design for Bard, and yeah, that's just. I want to say that is a great skill design. Okay, we're 8 minutes in. Let's start. I made a promise. I'm cutting off this ramble completely randomly, but nope, it's 8 minutes in. So let's go. Let's put this shit right. This is right, and this is also right. Okay. So, immediately, what is going into the mind of Shaco? Shaco, Caitlyn, Rakan, pretty decent. Especially that Caitlyn can trap into Rakan. These are the types of things that when you get to like really high elo you can think about. But if you think about that in gold, if you're gonna go into the game thinking, yeah, my Caitlyn will trap Rakan and then I can go in. No, this is never gonna happen in your elo. So don't go and expect your teammates to do that type of shit. Even in the higher elos, you can't really expect it, but it's just gonna be more of the norm. So you're just gonna have to look at depending on what your elo is, you're gonna have to look at the very basic. If the enemy has a Leona, usually they win, right? Because Leona is just strong in the lane. That's just how you look at it. The lower you go, the more basic you're gonna look at it. But Caitlyn can jump and Rakan can jump, so they're kind of safe, right? Now, okay, we know that Jinx can die very quickly versus anyone, even in low elo, because she just gets caught out. Well, Rakan, Caitlyn, they can kind of burst her, maybe, you know? Mid lane, Qiyana, Syndra. Essentially nothing should be happening there. And top lane is Aatrox, Sion. Now Sion is kind of special case because killing Sion is different from killing all the other champions. And junglers don't realize this. People, when they gank him, they don't realize this. This is why the bounce is good. If people understood this, then Sion immediately just drops in power, in strength. He's gonna need buffs. What you do, you don't kill Sion in the same way that you kill other champions. Because when Sion dies, he gets to manipulate the wave still, and his death recall time, Jesus. His death timer is shorter, because when he is fighting, his death timer is already ticking down. So, what you gotta do when you kill Sion is make sure that when you kill him, he isn't able to manipulate the wave in such into a new state where it is beneficial for the guy who just died. That's all. Now, Aatrox versus Sion. Aatrox should win early game really hard, unless Sion is able to outmaneuver him. It's definitely a skill matchup, but I would say that if you're not like... how do you put this? Okay, so let me grab out the epic pen. This is quite a difficult concept that I'm trying to put in words here, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to do it. Let's say you have two champions, right? Oh, fuck off. Let's say you have two champions. Champion 1 and Champion 2. Just like that. These are the champs. Now this guy's difficulty is, let's say, this guy's difficulty is higher than this guy. So I'm just going to give them imaginary level. Oh, fuck. I'm just going to give them imaginary levels, because if I do what I want to do, then it's going to be even more difficult to get. So this guy's, imagine that his difficulty level is 7. Just an imagination. Doesn't have to be true, doesn't have to be false. 7. And this guy's level is a 6. Now in this scenario, even though Sion, you might say, oh, this champion is really simple. When you have to dodge skill shots consistently, that's really difficult. And when you're playing versus Aatrox, because Aatrox is just spamming his Q and shit and W grab, and you know, Aatrox is essentially just a skill shot shooting guy. So Aatrox has to dodge the skill shots. That's what has to be done in this matchup, and that's why you have to play all the matchups so you can understand what is going on. So this has nothing to do with jungling, but this video is gonna be long, I can already tell you. So in this case, Sion is more difficult to play into Aatrox in the lane in the early game, because he has to dodge the skill shots. Because Aatrox is naturally gonna win the early game, right? That's why it's more difficult for Sion. Because Aatrox just has way more damage. He can actually have skill threat on the Sion, even as Ignite. That fits his playstyle. Then this is kind of interesting, but that's for another time. So Aatrox is the stronger guy here. Okay. And that's what the information that you have as Shaco to decide if you're gonna go bot lane or top lane. Now this is a lot, right? This is a really, really extensive analysis of what is going on in the lanes. Of course, during the game, you don't have the time to analyze it this much, unless everyone has 4 minutes load time, in which case I think it just barely fit. I think 4 minutes is the max when someone like crashes and then they reconnect and then 4 minutes in, or at least that used to be the time. So Shaco has to decide, am I gonna go top lane or am I gonna go bot lane? Now he also has to take into account who is the enemy jungler. Let's say this guy is stronger. Let's say Lilia is stronger than Shaco in a 1v1, hypothetically. Shaco has to be careful of where he moves. He has to be careful of where he moves, right? So let's say he wants to gank top lane, but Lilia clears faster and is stronger, and she could already be here by the time that he gets his third buff. Then this path is kind of cut off, right? Because if he face checks the Lilia, then she could kill him. This is not that much the case anymore, because clear times have kind of been normalized across the board. Clear times used to be much, much, much further apart, but now they're kind of similar for almost everyone. And in the past, it would have been definitely able, but still, it's possible for certain champs to go fucking fast, especially if they get a leash on top of it. Shaco is one of those champs where you can do like this fucking box strat, right? And you can bloop, and you can just fucking race through the jungle. But anyways, so generally speaking, you have to look at the top and the bot side. And sometimes you can go for the mid gank. This is really exceptional. Ganking mid is almost always impossible. Shaco can do it. Twitch can do it. Champions like Vi and Wukong can definitely do it. But it's very rare that you actually get a mid lane gank after the first 3 levels. Because, you know, that's just how the lane is. So Shaco's looking, okay, which side do I want to gank? In this case, you could say both. There's no right or wrong answer in my opinion. Getting onto the Jinx is incredibly easy. Leona will easily get baited into a fight. I would definitely go for the bot lane gank. Because ganking a tank is, you know, it's good. But ganking a carry is way, way better. It's a way better move, or a bruiser. Because the tank is just gonna do whatever he's never gonna change what he's gonna do. He's just gonna become a tank and he's gonna do the silent things. And even if this was a Poppy or whatever, just ganking, killing them is good, of course. But it's really one of the lowest value ganks that you can do is onto tanks. Don't gank the tank. Well, you can definitely gank the tank, but don't gank the tank. Don't gank the tank. I don't know another rhyme. Okay. So I personally would go like this. And what does this mean? This means that you go like this. That you take something here in this side. And then either this one or this one or this one. But also this one or this one. You know, just 3 camps in total. So level 3 clear. Level 3 clear into bot lane gank. So like that. Or even through the lane. This is something that high elo players do way more often. It's through the lane. It could be kind of difficult on Shaco with level 1 Q, but lane ganking is very, very strong. Very, very strong. Okay, so like that. Alright, so what does Lilia do? Lilia is a much weaker champ early. She's not really great at ganking at level 3. You're really kind of weak, not gonna lie. You have your damage once, and after that you just don't do anything at all. Yeah, you could say most champions have that, but she does. There's no auto attacking involved. There's nothing that she does. Okay, so Lilia's gonna look at the same thing, ganking Aatrox. Yeah, definitely doable with the CC and the damage. So you could go there, or you can go to your Leona lane. You might be able. You could choose for both. Again, there are arguments for both. I might personally, I would probably go for the Aatrox, but that's because, I'm not an objective player and I'm in the game. But going for bot lane is probably better because of Leona. Leona's just gonna go all in, and you might want to just, you might just use it if you're there. That's probably gonna go well. Alright, so now it's 18 minutes, but we did start the VOD review, or like the actual review, because we were talking about the matchup of the jungle. Alright, Lilia's gonna go bot to top, Shaco's gonna go top to bot, or top to mid. 2 of these guys are still AFK. The lower we're gonna go, the more we're gonna see this. This is always the shit. In Diamond it's generally around 1 player, in Platinum it's 2 to 3 players. Gold is probably 3 to 4. I imagine down in Silver, all 10 of them go out together, meet up for a cup of tea before the game starts. I don't like this. I think you can use 3 boxes and then do some kind of cheeky triple clear type of... Ah, he knows it. Oh, maybe he doesn't. Okay, I thought it was further into the... Man, in my head, the jungle camp still spawn at 145 or 140. I don't know, but at least way later than what it is. Okay, Shaco knows it's clear. Lilia's going top to bot, or bot to top. This guy's chilling over here. Okay, first thing that you do as a laner, you check where the jungler starts. These two are in lane, and this guy is in lane. And Shaco likes to do red buff. So there's a big chance that Shaco's doing red buff, and there's a small chance that Shaco's starting on blue buff. He could also be starting here. You don't know. This team right now does not know. You could even say that, yeah, Quiana's coming from this side, so she's covering, so Shaco's starting top side. Yeah, you could even think that, but you don't know. So blue team right now doesn't know where Shaco started. But red team does know where Lilia started. This is the first thing that you should do as laner. So this guy's here. These are missing, which means they're helping leash. It always happens like this. People, I've asked for a fake leash about 10 times over the past 3, 4, 5 years, and only one time did my team actually help me do that. So it's just never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen unless you're like fucking challenger. Lilia starts bot lane. So what should red team do? They should be spam pinging like this. Can I ping in the game? I can't ping. I wish I could ping. There's just spam pinging. You should just spam ping the Lilia on the red buff, so everyone knows, oh okay, he's starting here. Everyone should know. Then everyone can start tracking. Okay. So during your clear you look at what's going on. They're just fighting, completely fine. Shaco could already be on his ass. So this guy needs to be careful. When you're playing top lane like that, you need to have an understanding of when can I get level 2 ganked. In the previous video it was about invading red into here. You can just do normal red into here just as well. Okay. It's kind of funny how in the past this guy would get level 2 ganked with the red buff. A lot more than this guy would get buff stolen into getting ganked. That was the exception, but now it's all the way around. This never happens. This level 2 red to top. That's such a troll move. Because you expose your entire bot lane jungle to the enemy jungler and you just get fucked. But this stealing the red buff into gank, this is good because you've already stolen something, so you've secured the top side of the map, so you're gonna be fine. But if you fuck this up, if you go here to here, if Shaco ganks here and he fails it, and this is gone, then Shaco's just fucked. Because he can't risk going like this when he says spawns and he goes here and this is gone. This has to be gone, so he's moving into this immediately. This is gone, he's double fucked. If he comes here and it's gone, he's also fucked. So there's no winning from that if you fail this. Okay, he's going into here. He could do that, level 3 top lane gank. Then he has already got his level 3, in which case it's a much better scenario. Lilia's also doing the 3 camps. These guys are just fighting. Leona has taken Q level 1. What is going on with these cooldowns? Oh, that must mean that it's being in use? I don't fucking know. Level 2 first. Yeah. Oh. Alright. Quiana is such a funny champion, bro. What is this champ? How many what the fuck am I watching? Did he just do that? What the fuck? Did he just get ran down like a fucking pig? Okay, so he misses stun. So that's already really bad. You hold your stun. This is what the last video was about when we were looking at Vex versus Riven. I don't understand why he walked all the way this way. When you're here, when you're like here, the only reason that this guy was able to kill him was because he was able to keep hitting him until here. If he just immediately turns around and goes into the turret, then he's fine. But he's like gonna take the longest route to his turret. He can go just straight, because the only reason that he isn't safe is because he hasn't gotten there yet. Not because of where he's walking. Oh, jeez. But still, being able to kill him there was actually insane. I think Fizz might have been able to do it too. Okay, let's say that this is Fizz. Okay. Q, E. Let's imagine he got the E slow. Q again. E is not up again. Q might be up right now. Quiana's an insane champ. But yeah, just get to your turret. You don't want to do like fucking walk all the way around with like that for no reason. Okay. Aatrox is up. He put down his ward. Just because he has a ward up doesn't mean you can't gank him, especially like this. But there's an enormous minion wave. So generally speaking, when you have a minion wave like this, you don't want to gank into it unless you know that you can get a kill quickly. Now then it's very important to understand how much damage can I do and how much damage can this champion, also this team member of mine, do onto the guy. Okay, there's a trap here. Oh no, he messed it up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh jeez. Alright. What do you have here, bot lane, enemy bot lane? Let's have a look at the vision for both these teams, because I believe there's almost none. Blue team. No vision at all. Just this. And this. And this ward doesn't do anything because you're still standing. You play. Is this correct? Did you just place this? If you're checking, if you place it to check if Shaco is in there while you were like on the left side of here, then yeah, okay. But otherwise just wait. Because right now it's like 4 or 5 seconds wasted on this thing. Oh, you've recalled here, so you can wait another 8 seconds and then place it when you recall. So Shaco got in here. How did this guy get the return kill? Okay, so they fricked it up. We know that Shaco is on the way. Now these guys, this is when you're playing versus Shaco as a jungler, as a blainer versus Shaco. Versus every jungler, when you don't know where they are, you have to pretend that they're really close. And versus Shaco, you just have to pretend that he's on top of you. That's the only way that you can play safe. Because if you go out with this HP, he's gonna be on top of you. That's how you have to pretend to play. Oh, that sounds kind of sexy. And right now, if Shaco gets on top of the Jinx, she just insta-dies. There's no counterplay. Same for these guys. But Lilia can't just be on top of you. How they have to play is that Lilia is here. And then, you know, as long as this guy... actually, this guy could also be in death range, but maybe they can outplay it. At least they have more reason to be on the map than these two guys. To be up here. Okay, Leona obviously goes in, because that's what Leona does. Rakan still dies. Oh, that's kind of unlucky. Wow. Okay. That was way close. What are you doing, Jinx? What are we doing? Okay. As an AD carry, you don't do that. Oh my fucking god. Now, Shaco. Where the fuck are you? Shaco's here, right? Look at this wave. Why? What the fuck, Shaco? Help him push it. Either this guy recalls right now and lets the wave push into him, or you hyper push, but you have to commit to one thing or the other. And right now this is just a push by himself, and he just fucking... This net, level 1, level 3 Jinx, wave clear push? Oh no. Oh, this is so scuffed. As a jungler, help out your teammate with pushing when they need it pushed. You push or you let it go into you. Oh. He could have already been running out. He could, if Shaco just helped him, he could have already been like here. Whoop, 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 and then he gets back right in time. Perfectly. even a little bit maybe ahead of time, because he's Shaco can push fast with the W. Alright, now Lilia. Lilia hasn't done anything so far. He did a full clear. It's not too bad. If you're playing Lilia, definitely you can gank, but you need to have CC from your laners if you can hit the bowling ball. So definitely bot lane would have been an option. Mid lane, kind of hard. Qiyana is just very difficult to gank. And top lane would have been possible, but it's also kind of hard. So farming isn't a problem. Okay. There's a ward over here. We know that Rakan tried to do some sneaky shit. How are you same level? How is he level 4? Didn't he get a kill? Oh, he's 90 at what? Oh, he completely fucked up his own lane. How did he do that? Let's have a look. He did an insanely beast kill on this guy. Right, okay, so he's level advantage here. Just a slight one. But he skills him, so it's gonna go up even more. Okay, so you get about that. I didn't know how much XP you got. What does he do here? No mana. Oh, this guy TP'd. Auto Q. Auto. Don't trade, don't trade. Because this guy's gonna base. So there's no point in trading into him if you're trading for yourself. What you can do, before you recall, you can do as much damage to the guy as possible and then leave without dying. It's become more difficult in this season than the last season because of the damage, but that's what you can do. And this guy's gonna base, so there's no point in trading into him. You just lost around 160 or 70 HP. So around a ruby crystal. So you lost around 400 gold in value just from this trade that you shouldn't have had to do. You didn't need to do. Now you're just tanking the minions even more. Well, there goes your pot. Just try to recall. Just tank the whole wave. Miss some minions. What are you doing? You don't recall cancel because you can recall cancel. You recall cancel when you can recall cancel. And this is not the way, my friend. Oh my fucking god. Okay. If I was this Qiyana right now, I'm walking to lane right now, I would be just like, oh my god, I'm just gonna get another free kill. This guy's almost in kill range already. We're gonna continue looking at the bot lane after this, but... Okay. So, what is the level? What does it look like right now? 4.5. Oh, okay. Except for the scanner minion, it's exactly equal. So how did Qiyana come to fall behind so far? Is she even behind so far? I think she is. If you use your stun on max range like this, why are you using it? Let's say you hit Qiyana over here, right? If I were Qiyana and I'm like at this range and I get hit by a stun, I'm kinda happy that you put it out. Because you can't if this guy walks in like this to like hit a Q whatever, then Qiyana can jump on his ass. And if he doesn't go in, then the stun is now on cooldown for this long. So there's maybe like some epic play potential for the Qiyana. So don't waste your shit like that. It's completely pointless. People really need to start seeing stuff like Vex passive. Partially, depends on the matchup obviously. Syndra's stun, Stuff like that, Ari Charm. No, Ari Charm is kind of different, but Sinra Stun, stuff like that, that will get someone off of you. You have to start looking at it like it's a Corki W. You don't fucking offensively Corki W like that. No one does that because it's dumb. Because it's an escape skill. And the same is true for this anti-kill me mechanic that some mages have. Okay. So he's only slightly behind. But what is interesting is that the jungler is at the same XP because he just kept clearing, I guess. I have no idea. I thought that that mid laners would be like a higher level than the jungler at this point in the game already. Well, I guess I learned something in this case. Yeah, okay, go. Don't W yet, okay. Lilia's W is a jump. And it's not a big jump, but it is a jump. So don't jump when you're already on top of someone. It's like Udyr E. You don't Udyr E onto the guy when you're already on him. You use it when he tries to run away. Then you like run after his ass and stun him and you're faster. Okay. If Syndra had her stun here, then this guy would have been... Yeah, either not going able... Okay, whatever. Okay. So start with like the Q or the E. The E is the slow. If you can get it point blank, that's really good. Q gives you move speed, so makes your ass faster. But don't jump onto someone. Use it when they, like, just run to someone, and then as soon as they use their skill, it's like Jarvan EQ. Just walk onto their ass, and then as soon as he goes out, you EQ after him, or you jump after him with a W. Okay. There's nothing to be gained here. Just run. There's no point of running after them when you know, oh, I can't kill them anyways, I'm fucking out of here. Boom, you would have already been further down here. Is it really gonna matter that much? Yes, during the whole game, yes. You just have to keep running like a fucking zoomer. In the old game, and in the old league, but some years back, probably at least 5 years or higher, junglers were able to like take a breather, just sit somewhere, hope that a play is gonna run out. But now you get punished so much if you aren't constantly on the move. I tried playing jungle around 1 or 2 years ago, and it's just, I don't enjoy it anymore because you just have to be such a fucking zoomer. You have to go everywhere immediately. Where your team needs you, boom, you have to go there. And if you don't do that shit, you're just gonna be not a good... you're only gonna win when it's just a free game. Otherwise it's just... I don't know, man. Okay, so Leona did a Leona thing. Shut down even for Jinx. So Rakan's here. Very common thing in solo queue, even in pro play. Support goes mid or top, bot gets dove. That's the counterplay. And when you're playing against Leona as a support, you just have to be very sure that your AD carry can live through this Leona attack. I'm gonna have a little bit of a snack during this talk because I'm kind of hungry. I hope it doesn't pick it up on the microphone, and if it does, then of course I'm not gonna be eating again on these videos, but okay. Jesus. Alright. So where were we? Lilia took the full clear. He looked for mid. Didn't work out, but at least he was there to counter gank. Don't gank this. Now I know that he's not ganking it in this case. But if your idea is, oh, I just came off of a base, especially when you bought fucking CER boots. When there are this many minions and you don't have your AD carry, you don't gank this. What the heck? He can do this? What? That worked? Holy shit, he would have easily lived too. That's really broken. Isn't this cute? Two junglers on two different teams. And their faces are facing the Excel. Oh, it even looks like he looks up there. Look at his Lilia face. It even kind of looks like he's looking up there. But they know exactly... Oh, that's actually quite a nice frame. Let's say there's a Riot cinematic and this guy's looking from here to gank. And then this guy's in the bush and he's already looking at this guy before he even does his gank. And then he jumps out of the bushes and smacks his ass. But they have the same... Oh, Shaco cancelled. No, he isn't cancelling. Leona's so fucking broken. She can 1v1 this guy too. She already has a Sunfire kit thing. 200 damage already? What the fuck? Okay, so how can Lilia play this better? Because Shaco can't play it better because he's just going in. He has to decide where he goes in or not. That's where his decision making comes in. And maybe in a micro way he could play it better by auto-attacking box. I don't know the Shaco mechanics. That's not what I'm talking about. He's going in and he's going after the Jinx. Okay. Yeah, Lilia's... I mean, not missing the E is obvious. And there could be some arguments that Caitlyn can use her trap and Shaco can maybe go invisible again. And Ignite gives vision. But generally speaking, Lilia wants to wait a little bit longer before she goes in. Because not only maybe she can hit both of the champions with her stuff, but also the Jinx pulls them out a little bit further towards her. Okay. Yeah. Counter gank was good. That's really not bad. Is it ramping up right now? How much damage does it do? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. 150 onto a champ. It's like a fucking Ignite. 5 minutes into the game, 7 minutes into the game. Damn. Lebrona, man, you're too OP in ARAM. Okay. So Shaco's going to his top side now. Lilia should know that because Shaco died here with his blue buff only. So now he's gonna go top side. And do you guys also feel like so far the junglers just aren't doing that much? Like these guys are fighting 24/7 and no one has been here yet. They did, Lilia was here once and now they fought here. So in 7 minutes the junglers only met like 2 times. And the top lane has been completely ignored so far. Even though it's a really snowbally matchup. Especially for Sion. If Sion gets ahead of this guy, then Aatrox just does nothing versus him. Okay. Alright. As we expected, Aatrox was gonna win because this champion is just much easier to pilot in his 1v1. Caitlyn is somehow dead again and Leona as well, so I can assume is that Leona and Jinx dove the Caitlyn. And that's all that Leona's gonna do. I'm not really satisfied with how much I've looked at how the jungler can impact this game so far. But it's so difficult to look at. I'm really thinking about how to improve this type of analysis on a jungle player. Because for top lane it's very easy to say, oh, you should or should not go in, oh, you should go or not go back off. But for the jungle you can go everywhere, and for the AD carry and support is mostly about positioning in the lane. But and taking trades and shit like that. Okay. Can he do it? Nah. Okay, so as soon as you... Oh, he's fucking tilted. This is a tilt move. This is not a good move. As long as you... Because you... First of all, he has... he's either gonna fucking dip through the bush, the shroud thing, where he's gonna go like this, and then you're not gonna be able to see him. Or he's gonna be able to stun you, in which case you're not gonna be able to catch up. Or even he's gonna be able to ult you into the wall. Now I will just assume that you do know that he doesn't have ult. But this is a tilt move, because this snowball is already the Hail Mary. The snowball that you're throwing here is already most likely not gonna hit. You're just gonna have to go for the farm. This Qiyana's fucking gone. You don't know where Aatrox is. That's the second thing. You don't know where Shaco is. That's the third thing. Actually, you do have a ward here, so you know that Shaco isn't around here. But he could have easily been around here. Your top lane jungle is up. So if you fuck this up, you're gonna miss this. You're gonna miss these 6 guaranteed minions. So you do get this one, naturally. But then you miss this one most likely in XP. He's gone. You missed a snowball, he's gone. I don't know how this ends up, but this is not good. This guy's coming in. This guy can easily stall as long as he needs. Oh no. Yep. Now even if this guy dies, it's not gonna be worth it for you as a player to do this. Why? Because you're dead, and when you're dead, you don't get to impact the outcome of the game during the time that you are dead and the time that you are walking to the objective or to the whatever the fuck you're going to. So until you're out of the base, you're right now 14 plus like 5 for 20 seconds or so. You're just completely useless. You can't farm, you can't gank, you can't push, you can't do anything. You can only sit there and look at your gray screen and go, fuck. This guy is probably gonna die to this thing here. Okay, almost lived. But it doesn't matter what happens here. Result-based analysis. So we're not gonna look at the outcome. We're just gonna know that chasing this guy here was just really dumb. Shouldn't have done it. Oh, Aatrox. Yeah, Aatrox is so much stronger than Sion right now. If Sion gets a full like charge of this and then this, then he's strong. But otherwise, this guy just does this, pumps his damage completely, constantly. He might even win. He should have chased after him. If Aatrox knew his champion better, he would have chased after this guy too. Now, the top lane is fucked. This guy just got massive amount of gold. He got a red buff. Sion is completely screwed. He is already lower HP. He will almost die in one combo. Mid lane is just gonna be nothing really happened to the mid lane. This guy got a kill but died again. The Syndra is just terrible. Syndra is not a good Syndra player. The only thing that you can expect from a guy like this is that he's gonna press R in a team fight if he doesn't get insta one shot in. And Leona's died again. This Leona is something else, man. Leona players in general are something else. I think what happens to Leona players is that every time diving to them is like going into Leona players is like crack. It's like crack cocaine. They just can't get off of it. They can't not do it. It's kind of disrespectful to say something like that about people who are addicted to crack cocaine. But the comparison is kind of funny. Leona players are just gonna have Leona syndrome, even in like Diamond Plus. Leona players are just gonna do what Leona players do, and that's go in constantly. So as a jungler, if you see that, you just gotta be there the next time he goes in so that you can actually win it. And yeah, it's really AIDS, or you can just completely play for the other side of the map and try to get the Kaelin with a shutdown. It's just annoying, but you're just gonna have to deal with it. So Shaco's just gonna keep farming. It's AP Shaco. Why would you play AP Shaco versus 3 squishy champions? Oh, because they're full AD. Nah, bro. Okay, look. This is a mistake that a lot of people make. Nice rhyme. But if you're AD, if you're going AP because the rest of your team is AD, then you have to figure out why am I going AP, right? It's not against the squishies, because they're not gonna... Well, Lilia can sort of build for something like Frozen Heart or something like that. Or Randuin's. But you have to figure out, okay, what is my W going to kill? If it's just the squishies, but worse than AD, then you should still go AD, because your tanks... You're never gonna kill the tanks with your fucking boxes and shit. The AP Shaco is terrible against tanks. So this guy, he's just gonna build one fucking MR item and you're just completely useless. So go AD. Make sure that you can one-tap these 3 guys completely fucking fast. Shaco is one of the best instant one-tap assassins with this fucking bullshit. Stand behind someone and backstab. What's the scaling on that? Shaco's attacks do an additional... One striking champions facing away from him. Yeah. Or striking from behind. So if you hit someone from behind, you deal additional damage. And if you hit someone from behind, you deal more additional damage. So yeah, you can just one-tap someone. And when you are able to one-tap the AD carry or the mid lane or the jungler, that's really good. But with this fucking AP build, you're not gonna get anywhere versus these guys. AP build can be good into assassins and stuff like that, because you're like fucking them with your boxes and preventing them from entering team fights and shit like that. But versus this type of stuff, you don't. Just go AD. Okay, Lilia's is clearing. So far Kaelin is off to a great start, and it's only because Leona's inting. Is he just immediately gonna run in again? Here's your chance. The lanes are even though they're, yeah, see? The lanes are almost exactly even though this guy's massively ahead. So this is your chance to fucking gank it before he recalls. And gets his whole item. Yeah, dying here as Lilia was really not good. Okay. Quiana just took 0 damage. Oh no. Now it's gonna be a bloodbath. Because now suddenly he's 1300 gold up. Even though he was already a lot of gold up. But he didn't spend it yet, so it didn't matter. So now he's probably gonna have his whole item. Once again, Shaco isn't helping him. Push! Oh, fucking hell, mate. Get here! Fucking help him! Oh my god. When you're a jungler... Oh, fucking hell. If your laner gets fucking angry when you do it, just leave. Because they're a little crying bitch. And they don't understand you're trying to help. But otherwise, you just need to help. Okay. Yeah. Sion needed help in the beginning. Oh jeez. Okay, this has to be the kill. Okay, Lilia, first of all, practice where your Q is, your Q thing. It's like Darius' Q, and I've seen you miss it every time so far. See, so this is where you use the W properly. He's kind of running away, that's when you use it as a gap closer. No ult? Okay, nice. Okay, nice kill. Don't miss the Q like that. Now what do? Do you need to help push here? No. There's nothing to get here. Do you know where Shaco is? No, so you can't just run into his jungle. You do know that this could pop because you can see that, but it could be both. I would assume that it's Shaco. Because in this elo I wouldn't expect Rakan to be gone, but he isn't here. So you can definitely deduce that it could be Rakan too. There's no dragon up. Yeah, just go back to farming. This is good. Okay. Shaco knows that this guy just ganked bot, so he's doing this. This is very good. Alright, now Aatrox is going to be in a massive problem because this guy's just not going to be able to catch up to him. Oh. Oh, jinx. Leona's so tanky, man. Why would you go back in? You were out. Oh, if you didn't go, Leona syndrome killed him. No. R.I.P. Big F for Leona. Die to Leona syndrome. R.I.P. No. Okay. So, now the question Lily I should be asking here. Could I have prevented this roam into the kill? Hell no. You should have pinged it 50 times when they were running here. As soon as they like run through here, you need to start pinging the bot lane. Because if you see it, yeah. This is what the jungler has to do. Unfortunately, and then it's up to the laners whether they listen to it or not. But as soon as you see Rakan and because this is what Lilia gets to see from this play. Okay, so Rakan and Quiana are moving this side. This guy's pushing, so there's only one way where they can be going, and that's right here. This is like that. This is 100% the most obvious play in the history of gaming. I don't know if one is going behind. Probably Rakan's going from behind and Quiana's going through the river. Or they're walking together. No, they're gonna walk together. It should have been completely obvious where they were going. They should have started pinging them right away. Back off like this. With the, oh, I can't ping. Just control ping. Caitlyn is missing. Signal's missing. But Caitlyn is from the team that's getting the kill, so I don't know why he's pinging. Yeah. So what you do as a jungler is just you spam ping where there are gonna be ganks. Okay, Sinraz is gonna in some more. Oh, Sion. Yeah, if you look at Sion and you see that he's building a tank stack item that he can't even finish before fucking 1 billion minutes in the game. The real question is, how is he ever gonna stack it? The answer is not. If you are this late into the game, just abandon. Abandon the Heartsteel. Okay, this is when you can possibly kill him. But you have to be fast. Q, nice. Sleep, sleep. Did he have it? Was it on cooldown? I don't know what this means. Why is this replay so bugged? I'm just gonna assume that he has it. He needs to immediately pop it as long as the turret is alive, because the turret will start hitting him now. So if he's asleep at this moment, he can't finish off the turret, and then if you're gonna get maximum damage. Okay, nice. You still get him. It wasn't clean. Could have been better, but you still get him. Good. Yeah. There are two options that you have here. Either you help him, or you go somewhere else. You have this off and this off. Yeah, so you can definitely go and farm. On the other hand, you could try to get more plates, but I don't know how the scaling is now. Like whether you are faster with 2 or with 1. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how it is, and I also don't know how it works with this guy's. He doesn't have bone plating? What the fuck? What kind of Sion doesn't have bone plating? Okay, so you don't have ult. You don't know where Shaco is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you don't know where Shaco is. You don't have ult. And Quiana has ult. So you're definitely in kill range. Okay, she just gets one tapped. Alright. I don't agree with the gank, but this worked out anyways. Because you could have just been clearing this and definitely not died. Now here, where did we see Shaco? We saw Shaco right here. Down. We saw Shaco right here. Shaco was last seen surfing southward of the southern shore. Damn. Shaco was last seen surfing southward of the southern shore. Alright. So, immediately, ping, 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 ping this guy to back the fuck off. And then this guy can either fuck off or hook the top side of the map. Because right now Shaco's running to the mid lane. Yup. La 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 la. You should have already pinged him. He's gonna live. But a slightly greedier player would have stayed for one more plating and die. Ah, actually he's still gonna die? Nah, he's gonna live. Don't fight, there's no point. He's gonna stay. Grab the farm. If you know that this guy's recalling, you definitely grab the farm here. Stay for the farm. Alright, he decides to stay. The Syndra gives no fucks. Okay, McCall's Crucible bought by this guy immediately. What a beast. This is preventing the Leona stun lock. Top lane is fucking doomed. Top lane is so not close that this is fucking horrible. When the top lane loses this hard, it becomes really difficult for the jungler to do anything. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh. Damn, this guy was at the right time at the right place. Insanely, luckily. Leona syndrome, no. Everyone is just ignoring Aatrox. You can't ignore Aatrox. This guy's such a fucking raid boss. Oh no. I feel like because Leona wanted to fight, everyone is fighting, so just ignore Leona, bro. Just let him fucking die. Just let him die over and over. Like, what is the point? Look how low the Syndra is. This is not a fight. This is definitely not a fight. Let it go. Let it go. Either you're here to clear or you're fucking doing something else. Okay, so this guy just wants to push. He's probably gonna die to this. Oh, never mind. Leona wants to go in. Syndra isn't in a position to fight anyways. This isn't a position to fight. Look how strong. Aatrox is so much stronger than Sion. So Sion, legit, Aatrox, I think he can probably 3v1 right now. That's how strong he is. And then we're just gonna fight on Leona's terms again. Don't go there, Lilia. Don't go there, Imastil. Just fucking let this guy die. And this was kind of nice, you know, getting the double sleep. But you're so far behind that it doesn't even matter. This kill on the Kalim doesn't mean shit, because they're both gonna die for it. Jinx is such a goon too. Oh, this Aatrox could have just gone and dumped. Just fucking went in on it. Yeah, he's still gonna die. Oh, okay. They're gonna get him? He's out. He's completely out. That's what bruises are, baby. Syndra, what are you doing? Oh, no. Uh-oh. He heals him. He out-heals her damage. Yep. Oh, Syndra. Ay, ay, ay. So, what is the most important thing for the jungler Lilia that we've seen here? Don't do what the team wants to do. Do what you think is the smart move. Just fucking let... Unless they're like sieging as 4 in a dumb position, it's better to be there so you can just fight with them. Because at 4v5 they're always gonna lose. 5v5, even if you're in a disadvantage, you might be able to win. Don't do what the dumbass wants to do. Just do what you think is a smart play. Why? What? She can kill from here. She eats through the Leona, then Brawler's claw into the Jinx. Jesus Christ, this Leona's bad. But yeah, in a case like that, don't follow the Leona. And he's most likely gonna cost you the game, but... Yeah, bye. Leona killed her AD carry again. And then you can say, yeah, but we got a kill. Yeah, so what? So top lane is doomed. There's nothing that you can do to solve the situation. Just team fight. Bot lane is doomed because of Leona. Mid lane, Syndra is really not a good player at all. It's very difficult to win this game. I don't know how to do it on Lilia. I'm sure people are able to do it. I'm really not good on carrying on Lilia. But what you have to do essentially, because it took like, we looked at it, at 7 minutes there was like almost nothing done by the junglers. You need to start impacting the game earlier. Because snowballing is the most important thing that you have to do as a jungler. Now maybe you can play, say I'm playing Yi or Shyvana or some shit. Just farming it up. But that's really not what the game is about. The game is about farming plus killing. And sometimes you're just not able to do it, fine. But in this situation, with how the Leona was playing, with how Aatrox was fighting the Sion constantly, these guys should have not been allowed to get the leads that they got. Mid lane is it's very difficult to do something about it. Just because ganking mid lane is... Getting ganked while you're mid laner is the easiest, but ganking a mid lane is also the most difficult job. And it's kind of a paradox, but the mid laner because you're able to gank them from so many places, they can also escape to a lot of places. And the lane is shorter, and you know, it's just hard to help a mid laner, especially when they're like range or stealthy or stuff like that. They have a get off me mechanic. So ganking Aatrox while he was fighting Sion was definitely something to do, or ganking bot lane while Leona was going in. Okay, so this guy cleanses. Leona's in there again. 8 times. This guy should also maybe even be banned. Maybe a guy like this just needs a hard elo reset. Instead of banning someone like this, to just say like, nah bro, you're gonna go back to silver. No, I'm not serious about that, but it would be funny. When you're this, you'd have completely not understood how the game works. And I don't even understand how you get to platinum in the first place. Because Leona's easily out of the 10 players, she's the worst. And I would say Syndra after that. And after that it's kinda hard to say. But Syndra and Leona are both walking pro moments. Okay. So this guy's 2 levels up. He's very, very strong. This guy's not fightable unless you go into a team fight. Yeah, 1v4 you can win. Okay, this is where the game resets. As long as he dies here without getting a kill. Oh my fucking god, what a raid boss. Holy fucking shit. Alright, the game is reset again. It's definitely winnable for the blue team, unless they fucking everyone dies to Qiyana right now. Let's check it out, Sion. If Qiyana also dies, it's a GG. Hold on to your ball until you can hit it. Maybe this was a good one, I don't know. Why is there Rengar near him? Okay, this is a bug. Okay, so how long is it gonna take for these minions to get killed? Way too long. You can't siege because they're gonna be here by the time that you get here. You should have already been doing something else. Because if you have to wait this long for the wave to get into the turret, it's just gonna take way too long, and then someone's gonna do something stupid and they're gonna die. Honestly, I think that the Lilia player just needs to play more often. That's it, because he just doesn't know what he's doing. But when I'm pretty sure, like when if the Lilia player were to hear this, that she would think everything. Oh yeah, that's logical. But he just doesn't know it because he hasn't played enough. And I wish there was some kind of quick fix, but it's just not there. You just have to play a lot to be able to understand the situations that that can occur and recognize them and play against them. Okay, it's gonna do a lot of damage. Jesus Christ. What is in this shit these days? 933? Jesus Christ. $597 plus 227 bonus? This is 600 base damage at level 2? The fuck? I don't think that that's right. Okay, let's see. Did I get him? Nice Crucible. He should die. Does he die? Oh, he almost killed himself against the Thornmail. He almost killed himself dying to Thornmail. Oh. Okay. Qiyana hasn't done anything in the last... Can he kill him? Oh, he just fuck... Okay. Oh no. Ooh, nice. Damn, he's strong. Oh, 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 strike. Okay. So both teams, it's winnable now again for the blue team. But everyone is just all over the fucking place. See, this is why I have such a difficult time commenting on this shit. Because everyone is just doing whatever the fuck they want. There's no coherence within a team at this level of play. These guys are just fucking fighting randomly. Leona's going in wherever the fuck he wants. Shaco is just doing his thing. And when you're playing a jungler, you just gotta do your own thing. That's the most important step. And you gotta not be impacted by what your team is doing. And that's a mistake that I have seen Lilia make constantly during this game. Where like Leona was going in or whatever and she was like, oh, then I guess I also have to fight. Or the Leona was waiting to push the way, oh, I guess I also have to push it in. You just gotta think for yourself. When you think, what is my team doing? I don't know what they're doing. Just fucking leave. They're on the Baron. They can easily 3-man it or 2-man and a clone. Shaco's very good for Baron because of the clone. Aatrox is just so incredibly fat. Caitlyn is so incredibly fat. Caitlyn has a whole infinity edge up over Jinx. From this point on, it's so difficult if you're not even... As a jungler, generally speaking, you just want to get fed every single game. That's why if you go to junglers op.gg page, they always have really high KDAs. Junglers just need to get fed every single game. Unless you're playing like a tank or some shit, but no one does that. If you want to get high on the ladder, you don't do that. At least, yeah, of course there are exceptions, but... So first of all, play someone who you know that you can snowball on. I don't know about Lilia, you seem to be pretty decent on it. I'm not good on Lilia, I can't do it, so I would never play Lilia for real. Shaco is a very good champion. To snowball fast in solo queue. Shaco is a very strong solo queue champ. But it just becomes very difficult in the high elos. Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna be able to get this, so just fucking go somewhere else, do something else. Maybe push mid and run away, because you just have to stall. And at this point, honestly, when you're so far behind and it's like feels like you can't win, you just have to stall. You have to stall like 15 minutes and then you can maybe win. It's so difficult. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so you've found a kill. So that means that the game is gonna go longer. So this is really good. Now what you wanna do is not get caught immediately. Yeah, this guy's gonna go in. Caitlyn is gonna kill everyone. Jesus Christ. Mid lane is fighting, so you're also fighting. You could say, yeah, it's pretty good because you did get a kill. But let's see what's gonna happen now. Most likely you die, yep. You got baited into it again by Leona. It's like the third or the fourth time. If you're like, oh, what the fuck is this guy doing? Just fucking dip. Just leave. Oh, damn, this Caitlyn mechanics. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, they're trolling so hard. This is the second hyper troll that the red team has done. It's like the game is even again. And yeah, of course they're gonna be up like 8k gold, but apparently they're just like giving shutdowns left and right. So level wise it's still pretty even. Jesus Christ. Okay. So another huge shutdown for the blue team. Everyone in their team died. It was really Dumbo. Sinra gets like a massive spike. Leona's gonna keep fighting. Don't fight with the Leona. Don't do what Leona is doing. Leona's gonna go in here. No, don't. I mean, you did get an ignite and result-based analysis. Yeah, it's good. Objective bounty is down. This guy's just running into the river even though he's an AD carry. If you're an assassin if you're an assassin jungler and you see this, just fucking kill his ass. This guy's such a moron. Yep. Oh, they're out for fucking crabs. Go on the Jinx, Quiana. Yeah, you're doing a good job at picking up like the people who are out of position. But you yourself got out of position quite a lot too. Oh. Oh no. That's luck. Jesus. What is this random fighting? Don't participate in it. Oh, if only Baron was up. Oh, they get away. Yeah, that's Caitlyn for you. Oh, nice. I don't think that you can catch Rakan. Oh, yeah, you got him. Okay, very nice. Now, what do? Do something at least. Go into his jungle, you know, do something. Get money from somewhere. Maybe prep the Drake. This is very good. Maybe go into red into mid lane. Nice bowling ball. Okay, so 4v5. You don't have to tank. Sion is the most important guy here because he's the only one who can stop your team from getting completely ass blasted. Oh, jeez. See? Sion is a beast. Because that's why he's a tank, and even though he got behind, he's still a tank. I don't know how this was gonna work. Maybe you should have focused the dragon, essentially. Because the... you can't jump. Oh, what the fuck is Sion? What? Hit the dragon. Oh, fuck. This dragon is the fourth dragon, and you're like wasting 50 hours on this shit. Here, he would have even killed himself. He would have come up to kill himself. Oh, jeez. This is gonna kill you. Oh, you don't have smite either. No, this is gonna be alright. Oh, next time, please don't wait like that. Yeah, this is good. Get out of there, get out of there. If their team doesn't want to get out of there, just get here and fucking farm this immediately. You could have already been on this wave to make sure that they can't end off of this. Sion is such a beast. Again, 4 of them died. Baron is up. Jinx, Jinx. Yeah. Okay. These two guys. Jinx isn't coming, so what does that mean? You can't do Baron. You can't start it now and then after you die ping Jinx. Because that's what most players do. This is absolutely a Baron ID, but no. Okay, hit it. Very good. Yep. Okay, Jinx is coming. Oh, what the fuck is it? You're losing to this? Okay. Oh, this is completely won by the blue team now. This score is completely even. 1k gold. The 10k... The enemies fucked it up so bad. Okay, my prediction is that one of these motherfuckers is gonna... One of these two motherfuckers is gonna go out of position completely and lose the game. Or Leona's gonna go in 1v9 and die and lose the game for them. You gotta fucking... when you're as a jungler right now, you gotta start like grabbing the game by the balls and deciding what's happening when. You can't be late to the team fight shit like that. It has to be on your terms. Because it's just a race against the clock. When one of your teammates is gonna fuck it up. Yeah, Ilya is pinging them to not go. Leona's going in, even though he only has Sion with him. You're pinging them, this is good. What you might even consider is walking with the Jinx to the lane, because Qiyana could easily come from here and kill her. What is Syndra doing? He has TP, so that's alright. What is going on here? Why are none of the side lanes pushed? Jesus Christ, what is Sion doing? Oh, there's so many questions. This is not good. You're opening up yourself here to this 3v5. You're sitting here because they're sitting here. But you need to be back. What the fuck is... You know that this position is unsafe. And you're still going here. Because then the enemy knows this is going to be 4v3 right now if they engage. Yeah, this is what's gonna happen. GG. Yep. Two are already dead before anything happens on this side, and you don't... Without the Jinx, you do not have the DPS to kill this guy. Yes, fucking Maw, what are you gonna do? I think Lilia can legit not even kill him with 5 rotations of her spells. So... At this point, the game is won. Actually, let me go back a little bit. At this point, the game is won. Now, Jinx and Leona are gonna go out of position, and you're gonna ping them 50 times to back the fuck off. Yep, Lilia signals to be careful. And instead of doing what you're telling them to do, you're just gonna follow them? Just let them die if they do this shit. If they're here alone, if Leona and Jinx are here, fucking let them die. Just let them die. Because you have fucking Syndra and Qiyana, or Syndra and Sion left. And you can hold, and it doesn't matter because this is in the way. They're out here like fucking two stupid dumbos. Just let them die. I'm not saying that you would have won the game if you let them die. But right now you already lost the game, so you don't know. This is 100% a bad decision. Yeah, they're just chilling here. This guy's just chilling here. Qiyana's incoming. Or, I mean, Rakana's incoming. Aatrox is running. It doesn't matter that these two TP in. Because the damage is already... As soon as Jinx gets one tap, because she's gonna get one tapped. This engage was really good. Well coordinated, by the way, by their bot lane. Jinx got one tapped. It's over. No matter what, this teamfight is not winnable anymore. The last teamfight was won because if you remember right, the Jinx was like just attacking. No one targeted him really. Especially in the late game, AD carry becomes way more important. Yep, okay. Boom. Damn, Aatrox is such a beast. Yep. And just imagine how strong Sion even got. Sion only had 13k, Aatrox had 18k, but Sion already outskilled his ass. And now what? I mean, yeah, you can bowling ball. You're probably dead for that bowling ball. Boom. Scaling was pretty good, but also really bad at the same time. Yeah. And now even the Jinx and Leona are gonna be up before they can end. But it's not gonna matter anything, because these two are just fucking... They just get ran over. These guys could have ended here. They could have ended here. They definitely could have ended here. 2 inhips down, I would say this is over. I'm not gonna, from this point on it doesn't matter. 2 hit-ups is almost impossible to defend against someone who can like fucking Quiana and shit. What we just saw here is the splitting, if it just go like here, it's impossible. But this is where the game was thrown. Because the blue team actually got a lead. And then these guys were overextended. Or actually the Leona and the Jinx were overextended. And Lilia was like, I'm gonna make that my problem too. Even though he pinged 50 times for them to back off. Shaco, AP Shaco, I don't fucking know, man. I'm not gonna look at the both the POVs, I'm kinda tired. I think this video has been long enough. So, when you're a jungler, follow what you want to do. Play the game on your pace, at your pace. Don't do what your teammates want to do just because they want to do it. If your teammates want to fight, if your teammates want to all in, if your teammates want to be overextended, fuck them. Let's say you have a mid laner and he wants to fight in the river and you're jungle and you're standing here and you know that you're gonna lose the fight in the river, just fucking push his mid lane and go into the top side. Fuck him. Look how you can prevent the game from being lost. So if you push the wave, they can't take the turret. If you push the wave, they can't end the game. It's just this concept goes on through the entirety of the game. Move into the top side. Look what you can get on the other side of the map. Don't fucking do what this Leona wants to do. He's just a dumbass, and every time you're gonna follow him, you're just gonna end up in a position that only a dumbass would be in. Because maybe you think, oh, we have Baron, so we should siege, but they're fighting here, so they have a good reason for being here, and they even killed him, so you have to wait. The right thing is to go with 5 if you want to siege. Or you can wait for Sion to push this shit, and then, there are other options, but you have to wait to be with a man advantage. And right now you're not. And you might think, okay, I'm gonna be here for the safety of these two guys, but that just doesn't work, especially not on your champ. If you can 1v4 the other guys, then yeah, sure, go with them. But since you absolutely cannot do that, you have to just fucking up. Let them die. If they want to die, let them die. Do what you can to prevent the enemies from ending the game. Yeah. This was a game-winning flank by Rakan. Because he spotted the mistake that the other players were out of position, and that's what ended the game. Alright, that was it. I spoke about so much stuff. It's kind of insane. I probably repeated myself about 100 times in there in the end. Yeah, that's it. Why did I say that like it was a question? No, that's not it. That's it for sure. That's enough. This game wasn't lost. Until here it was actually, after this shit, it was just fucking even. It's actually insane how enormous and big of a comeback as you can see in Platinum, people really still have such a difficult time holding on to a lead. They just throw it constantly. The higher you go, the less leads are thrown, generally speaking. But all the way into Diamond 4, leads are just thrown constantly, 24/7, like a ping pong table. I would say the difference between Diamond 4, or actually Diamond 5 and Diamond 4, Diamond 4 and Diamond 3 should always be people who are more able to keep a lead, to throw less. That's just the great filter that happens at that elo range. Like the consistency. Once you get more consistent, you're like, up until Diamond should be like, oh, I'm getting better at the mechanics and all of that crap, but then from Diamond upwards it should just be about consistency. So yeah, that was it. Let's just watch the end of the game. I mean, you're already in here so far, so why wouldn't we? What's happening here? Leona's out of position again. Lilia's trying to help him. Again, the 5th or the 6th time that Lilia dies for the mistake of Leona. Or not even dies, but at least gets baited. Oh, it's completely over. All Sion can do is proxy this wave, and or maybe he could have proxied this wave with like running ult. But right now there are 2 waves pushing in, so it's impossible. Okay. Okay. Sion is actually such a beast. But it doesn't matter, because the tank needs a team. Without a team, tanks are just completely useless. See, they can't do anything and they just get fucking killed. Trapped under his ass. No traps. Yeah. So Sion lost his early game, but after that he played really well. And then Lilia played a really good early game, and then late game his decision making was just the same as the Leona, which is like, why? Why would you ever do that? Syndra had no idea what he was doing, but apparently he gets fed because late game Syndra is very OP in his elo. People don't play around any cooldown, they just fucking run into him and he just gets kills. This guy really has no idea what he's doing. Jinx was just doing AD carry stuff. AD carry is just nearly a purely mechanical role. There's nothing really about rotations and all of that shit. Map movement, you don't ever gank someone. Stuff like that is just all not in the game. It's all about the mechanics, positioning. That doesn't make it an easier role at all. It's just as difficult as the rest, but in a different way. Yeah, I would say AD carry is the most different role from all the other roles. And you could say our jungle is because you're not in a lane, but actually the way AD carry plays is just so much different from all the other roles. And Leona 2-16. Even with the 2-16 Leona, this could have been won. Even with that. That's insane. They came back all the way. Aatrox was beasting from the early on. Aatrox just kept beasting the whole game. And not even then he deserved to win, because he didn't finish it out. He was not able to finish out at his lead. Even though he was so far ahead, he still wasn't able to push his lead properly. Because this game was a lot closer than the screen looks right now. Right now you would think, oh, they lost their whole base, these guys still had like the turrets up and shit. But until like here, until here, right before the big fuck up of this game, they were completely even. Rakan, yeah, he just ran around, used his cleansed himself. This guy had a really big. This guy just wants to be clean. He wants to have clean and safe BDSM sex with his anthem, and that must change. Oh, this joke is terrible. Okay, so Rakan didn't do that much. He has a lot of kill participation, but he just ran in and fought and died sometimes. Nothing really special. Leona just hyper inted. Jinx did nothing except just right click and didn't use her brain at all. Caitlyn used her brain slightly better, but then in the late game we saw that she would have not been able to carry the game either, but she was definitely better than Jinx. Qiyana, I don't know what this guy did. If you are 6-11 versus these three squishies, you are not able to play this game at all. Syndra did nothing in the whole early game and just got fed randomly by people walking into him. Lilia played the early game well, but just fucking ran after Leona like a babysitter. Just do your own thing, man. Shaco did nothing after the early game. He did nothing special. He just did some objectives here and there. He took this, he took some stuff. He didn't gank anything special. He did gank here once, and then there was this counter gank. This Shaco did absolutely nothing special. He did just the bare minimum that the jungler can do. So that's, we've had everyone. Interesting video. Very interesting. Alright. Goodbye and thank you for watching.